Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. September 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Sagittarius, December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. December 2020 money and career, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic, these three. So we're starting here with creativity, the sacral chakra coming forward. And we're going to see how all this equates to the tarot in just a moment. Then we have spiritual awakening, the crown chakra. You're really opening up your senses, your ideas, and you're moving forward in a greater power. And there's a sense of an awakening here, a very strong power that's moving you forward, a sense of kind of like stepping into your truth. And we see that with the creative energy in the sacral chakra. Now, do note the sacral chakra is where a lot of negative energy is held from this life and from past lives. So there is a purging that is also going on. There is a change that's coming forward that will at times kind of sweep you away with it. It's powerful, it's brilliant. It's going to start happening a lot within the mind first and then move you forward more personally, more spiritually. And then we have the universal light, which is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. There's a light radiating from you during this time. It's guiding you, it's opening you to your truth, to your passion, to what it is that you really desire. All right, now the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see. Oh, I love it. So we start off with God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of the Ace of Wands. Ooh, goodness. Then you have the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles. I like that progression here. And the Three of Wands, a new horizon, really does open up to you and really does start to redefine your existence, your soul, and yourself. Just moving these so you can see better. We have the Five of Swords, so something karmic is coming forward. We have the Empress, which is absolutely brilliant. The Three of Cups, so the repeat of the number 3. Divinity is watching over you. You have the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, moving you forward and moving with you during this time, but also your mind and your heart are very much connected, and you're purging away a lot of negativity that has held you back before. You have the Four of Cups, the Eight of Wands. I like that a lot. Okay. The Six of Cups. Very interesting. Okay. And the Tower, and that makes perfect sense. You have the repeat of the number 6 right here. You have a gift that's coming in, and it will change everything. You're going to see that there is a profound change around you, around the way that you're moving forward in your career, around what you're putting up with from other people, around you, embracing your voice and standing in your truth and, kind of balancing the scales of things. There is going to be a sense at times that you want to retreat into the past, where it's kind of like the past was better. But you know what? That's actually not true. And you might be saying, Dane, no, it is true. The past was easier and things were better. Yeah, but there's a sense here. There's a sense here that there's power in you now that you didn't have before. That there is a determination of the way that you move forward, of what it is that you desire, of who it is that you are. And you're going to be lured back to say, well, look at this when, and it can be, childhood, it can be, adolescence, when things weren't as hard because the weight didn't fall all on your shoulders, or, the stakes just weren't as high. And so here, as you are embracing your inner self, you're looking at things, and don't be lured by, oh, things were better when. It's like, no, there's power in you now, and there's real profound truth. So let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career? Who are the people that will be aiding Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career? Who are the people who will be aiding Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career? Excuse me. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic, these 3. And spirits are saying, like, this is your time. And, this is your time quite literally. It's part of your time frame as a Sagittarius. But it's also going to be your time personally to sit there and say, this is my power. This is my truth. This is my brilliance. This is how I stand within me. And you're releasing so much of the baggage that has held you back, so much of the negativity when you looked at people, or, you kind of thought yourself less than, or you thought they had an answer that just was eluding you. And it's like, no, now there is a power to you that you are embracing. And the King of Wands, during this time, you are going to be inspired by people who sit there and say, I'm not going to be like everybody else, but I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm going after what it is that I desire. I'm looking at things more openly, more honestly. And of course, fire sign energy calls to fire sign energy. This is going to be a person who speaks your language, who has that passion, who has that determination. I mean, once you find things that you like, Sagittarius, you are one of the most inquisitive, comprehensive people out there. So, excuse me. So here, as you are moving forward, as you're going after what it is that you desire, you are inspired by works in the media. This could be any form of media, or this could be any person that that really exemplifies this characteristic. So this could be through poems, through books, through movies, through through artwork, through the tarot itself. Certain cards might really be calling to you during this time because they invoke your passion. They invoke what you desire. And that's going to be something to keep key within your mind. There is a person, there are works of art that really inspire you. Use those as your focal point, because they're going to be calling to that spiritual awakening within you, that creative energy that's flowing through you, that needs that outlet, that needs that voice. And then we have the Lovers, Gemini energy, time frame, May 21st to June 20th. Now, I like this because Gemini is your sister sign. And what's really cool here is that where you are like a laser focus, a Gemini is like a butterfly with information. So you're a laser focus of information. And the Gemini energy kind of flitters about, gathering it and seeing, what they like, what they don't like. And that's why they can be seen as a lot more flighty. But what you're going to be seeing here is that you need a bit of that levity to come in during this time, especially when it comes to your career, when it comes to, kind of your reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And this doesn't have to be your job. Your job might be what pays the bills. Here, this is calling to the passion that is a part of you. This is calling to what you love. This is a way with words. This is a way with expression. This is a way with art that really does let you see things more clearly. And it doesn't matter if you are an artist or if you are a mathematician. This kind of sorbet for the mind clears and really guides you forward. It's like, oh, this is what I want. And it's from this person who, Spirit is saying chases love. But it's not so much they chase what they love. They chase that feeling of not feeling as if when you get out of bed in the morning, as if you're doomed. That feeling where things just become too much and it's like, oh my gosh, it's the same thing day in and day out. And especially with the way that the world has been now, it can get to feel like the same thing day in, day out. And there's no brevity, there's no beauty to things anymore. This is a person that helps you see that beauty. It's going to be so important to you because I know we're talking about money and career, and this beauty helps you excel in your career. It helps you excel in your finances, in your prosperity. And it brings you to the Prince of Wands, which again calls to you because fire sign energy, once again, calls to fire sign energy. This is a passionate, determined person who moves forward and as quickly as you yourself need to move in order to gather the information, in order to get to where it is that you want to be. They can be a little bit hot-headed at times. So don't get pulled in too much into the fire, because it can be with the air sign energy of Gemini. It can be, just amplified. The fire can be fed. There we go. So here, it's a sense of having that balance of passion, of beauty, of mind, of knowledge that really moves you forward, because your creative energy with the sacral chakra is really expanding. Now, this is also, sexual energy really moving you forward. You're seeing things come together in a way. You might be having very intense dreams and visions and those type of things that are actually working through a blockage that you have from this life or from past lives. So when that comes, just be ready for the healing that comes with it, but also the intensity of sexual emotion that comes with it, which can be a bit overwhelming during this time. So just be mindful of this. And you can channel this energy into your career, into the way that you're moving forward, into your creativity, because you are letting down a dam. And that dam is what you have inherited, the baggage that you have inherited within your DNA line, the baggage that you have inherited through your past life self. And it's like, where is my beauty? Where is my purpose? What is it that I desire? Where is it that I want to be? And that creative energy gets to really be a part of you. And you get to play with it. You get to explore with it. You get to discover. And as you are discovering, there is a new sense of purpose, a new sense of, oh, wow, I didn't think I had that talent. You might be going back to something that you always wanted to do, but you were never good at it before. Or, you tried and you failed and you're like, oh, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Now you try it now. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And that leads you to the spiritual awakening, the opening of the third eye chakra, the opening of, what it is that you desire. And I know that this is the crown chakra here, but it really is connecting you with the sense of being able to see more clearly. The spiritual healing is lightening the load. It's like the headaches are easing. The power around you is becoming more understandable. And what you're seeing here is that you're seeing the crown that you are putting upon your head. You're seeing the passion that is igniting you. You're seeing the determination that is guiding you. And it's like, do I deserve a crown? And it's, yes, you do. A crown of healing, a crown of power, a crown of brilliance, a crown of truth. That is what you're embracing. And during this time, visualize yourself taking that crown out of the box and putting it on your head. And see what happens. Can you not touch the crown? Is something going on where you think, I'm not worthy of a crown? Now it is time. Now it is time to see your beauty, know your truth, and reach for what is rightfully yours. And it brings you to universal light. It brings you to healing, to beauty, to a soul's understanding. And it radiates from you. It really does, because this is the soul star chakra. I see you as the light right there, and it just radiates. It connects you to the ether. It connects you, to the ground, to Mother Earth, and it ignites you forward. And that's where this gift from divinity really comes in. So your angels, your spirit guides, divinity itself, handing you this gift of passion, of determination, of all the gifts that make up you, and saying you are not a mistake. You haven't gone so wrong that you can never, truly embrace your dreams ever again. It is saying here that there is power and there is brilliance. Take it. And what Spirit is saying is that a lot of times we sit there and we look at our lives and we look at where we are and we look at what we desire and we look at, what we truly want. And we think, I just can't have that, can't I? I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too, this, I'm too that. And we say that to ourselves. And Spirit is saying, no, stop it. Stop it, because there is power and there is brilliance and there is prosperity to you. And it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. We always think, I need to be more prepared. I need to be more, ready and grounded and stabilized. And then I can move forward. Then I can bring my dreams into reality. Then I can let my passion guide me. But the thing you have to do is jump. And that's going to be this time for you. It's seeing that there's beauty on the horizons. It's seeing that there is power within your soul, within your mind, and that everything is changing and everything has been changing. And a lot of times, especially in the public arena, all right, you have felt, you are grounded, you are rooted during this time in the fact that everything has changed. Everything has fallen apart at one point in another and another. It could have been 16 years ago. It could have been yesterday. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the intensity of the emotions that you are feeling and the fact that things add to it, okay? They add to the hurt and the pain, and they show us. It's like, oh, well, this is the hurt, this is the pain. Well, look, now it just keeps on happening. Now you just keep on being in this roller coaster, in this downward spiral. And that's what you're stopping. You're saying, look at how much I've learned. Instead of look at how much, has happened, how terrible it is. It's like, look at how much I learned. Look at how I'm still standing when others wouldn't be. Now I embrace my passion. Now I embrace my power. Now I embrace my truth forward. And that brings you to a discernment of self. That brings you to saying, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I need. And the scales need to be balanced. You are receiving gifts. You start off by receiving a profound gift that is just for you. And it leads you then to this sense of things need to be balanced within my world, financially, and what I value as much as money. There's a sense here, Sagittarius, that you take on more and more because you think the more I take on, the more things will be okay. Like the less I take from other people's shoulders and the more prosperity and brilliance comes into your life, your world, and your understanding. And so it helps everybody, right? But what you're not seeing is that life lessons, they always have to be learned. They can't be escaped. And so here, as you take more on and more on, you can feel resentful because the balance is out of hand. And people need to walk in their path and their prosperity and their truth. And if they stumble, sometimes they need to stumble. Sometimes where they are right now is exactly where divinity wants them to be. And it's not saying that when you see somebody in need or in desperation, you don't help them. It's just saying that it is not your responsibility to take all the weight upon your shoulders and to not have the scales be balanced. There's truth that they need to find. There's only so much you can do. It's kind of like that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that's what you're seeing here. And so you're balancing the scales and you're seeing a balance within you coming. A discernment of the energy that you have around you. Also a discernment of what you put on your shoulders, what you say that you're responsible for. You're going to find that you're stepping back from a lot of the responsibilities that you thought, oh my gosh, I have to get this right, or this is all on me. And now you're saying here, Sagittarius, no, it's not. And you're moving forward in a love and in a healing and in a power that lets you know that there's a prosperity coming forward. That divinity has this great scheme, has this great plan. And you're not always going to see it because divinity doesn't always show its hand, at all. And sometimes we're sitting there and we're like, I didn't know this is what I wanted. I didn't know this is where I kind of wanted to be within my life. And it becomes a little bit astounding the way the divinity guides us forward, the way the universe guides us. And so the Seven of Pentacles is being patient. The Seven of Pentacles is having a blessing coming to you, but knowing that it's coming in divine timing and not our timing. And that can be really frustrating, especially since a lot of you Sagittarians, you're on the cusp of something great. You're on the cusp of being where you need to be, of being where you want to be, of opening up your soul, your heart, your being to what it is that you have dreamed. And so here, when you feel like the brakes are being put on it, and it's like, oh, divine timing, it can get you really annoyed. You're like, I don't want divine timing. I want my timing. I want my blessings, and I want my truth, and I want my power to lead me forward. And just expect during this time, and I know it sounds really silly, but you're going to feel like having a temper tantrum. You're going to feel like a 5-year-old who's too tired, or a 1-year-old who's too tired, and you just kind of want to throw a bit of a fit. And you're going to want to get mad at divinity and say, I have been waiting so long. I have been working so hard. I have done all the right things. Why can't my payday be today? Why can't my prosperity be now? And what divinity is saying is wait. It's not sit back passively, eat chips on the couch, and just say, when will my life begin? It is going out, embracing that adventure, going after what you desire, looking at your dreams, looking at your hopes, looking at your truth, and saying, I'm working my hardest. I am working my hardest for the beauty that's coming forward. But I know that when it comes, it will come in divine time, through divine power, and it will be greater than I ever imagined. Because I always think of this as wanting strawberries, right? But the strawberries aren't ripe yet. And what you can do is you can cut the strawberries, cover them with sugar, and make them ripe. They will be ripe and they'll taste good, right? They have all sugar on them, so they'll be sweet, but they'll also be really tart. But if you have the strawberries ripen on their own through, divine timing, and then you eat them, oh, they're beyond amazing. And so that's what you're having here. You're having that sweetness, you're having that beauty come in, and it will be beyond amazing. But move forward in your power, in your truth, knowing that as you put out your passion, as you put out what you desire into the world, the horizons are opening. You've set your ships out. You say to the universe, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what my heart longs for. This is where I want to be. And you see yourself rising in your truth, in your power, in your understanding, in your grace, in your determination. And it starts to open up doorways to you. It starts to open up more of what you desire and what you need and what you thought you couldn't have. So it doesn't open up more of what you thought you couldn't have, but that sense of, I thought this was barred for me. I thought I couldn't walk this way. I thought this ship would never be mine. I thought I could never move forward and stand tall and stand proud and stand in my truth. And you're seeing that was a lie. That was negativity spoken over you. And you're going to be seeing within your heart, you're crowned and you're rooted in your mind when it comes to your heart. And you might think, well, what does that mean? It means the heart and the mind are coming together. And the mind is coming together with the heart in a very powerful way. Because the mind can be our greatest trap, and so can the heart. So when we look at things, we can overanalyze. We can sit there and say, I'll never find another love quite like this, or I'll never have as good a job, or, I'll never be happy. I always just have to settle. And here, it's looking at what you desire. It's looking at the patterns in your life. And it is saying, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going from victim to victor. Because I'm done. I'm done with the negative words spoken over me. I'm done with the anger, the upset, the deceit, the hurt, the pain. I'm done. You're done with what you've inherited, okay? The fact that maybe you grew up in a house where you had to take everything on, or you watched one of your parents take on everything while the other one did nothing, or you watched things fall apart and you tried to fix it, or you tried to escape. You're like, no, this is too much. It doesn't matter how you coped. What matters are the patterns that it produced. Because a lot of times in life, we don't find always... Okay, so what I feel with life, quite profoundly, is that a lot of times we don't innately know where we're supposed to be or who we really are. But as we live, we find out who we're not. And so the Five of Swords, when it shows us our karmic debts, when it shows us our DNA debts, when it shows us what our world has been forged in through pain and disappointment and the patterns of that. We know where we don't want to walk. We know the relationships we don't want to have. We know the environments that we don't want to be in. And what you're going to see here is that we're very used to thinking of wound mates, okay? Wound partners, people who wound us, like stabbing the knife in, right? As romantic partners. You find those people who embrace, your wounds and amplify those wounds and, are what you're used to because it's comfortable. But we also find it within work, okay? And we also find it within finances, okay? If your parent came home every day and yelled about the bills that had to be paid and yelled about the fact that there wasn't enough money and, what the heck were you doing? There's a fear now around money. If you had somebody come in when you were younger and yell about how, you were never going to be smart enough, you don't have any talents, what the heck is wrong with you? There's now an innate fear around your own self-worth and the way that you're supposed to be moving forward. Okay, so this impacts your career and this impacts your way of earning money. And you will find jobs, okay, Lord knows this is true. You will find jobs where they perpetuate that fear, when they perpetuate that sense of inadequacy, and you will be afraid to move forward. And that's what you're breaking here. You're breaking these patterns that were spoken over you. You're breaking these patterns that you learned through observation. Your parent could have worked all their life, and gotten nowhere. And you're sitting there and saying, no, this is not me. This is not me. Your partner, a person that you just love beyond loved, you love beyond love, could have yelled at you all the time, about you not meeting your full potential or not doing exactly what they wanted you to do. And so you might have left that partner. You might have, sat there and said, that's not right for me. But that could have been a first love. That could have been a person who you still think of every now and then. And you think, wow, if it wasn't for that, it would have been great. And that, again, erodes the confidence, erodes the power that you have to move forward. And what you're going to see here is during this time, it's not saying, I'm never going to be afraid again. It's not saying that all my karmic debt is healed and everything's just going to be marvelous from this point forward. It's saying, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, fear and doubt and anger and negativity and the pain that has forged me, the wounds that have made me. And I'm done. I'm done letting you rule me because the Empress claims her throne. She claims her voice. It's a voice that has been silenced. It's a power that people overlook. We see the Empress usually here. She isn't depicted as so, but she's growing a flower from her hand. So it's still a form of creation. But usually the Empress is depicted as being pregnant. So when we look at, let's say, being a stay-at-home parent, people get a little bit shaky on that. Sit there and say, oh, I just stay home. It's like, are you kidding me? That's super hard. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to get a toddler, trying to, soothe the baby, or as they grow up, trying to train all of that. So here, when we look at the Empress, it's not with the same power as we look at the Emperor. And it's not anything bad. It is just the way we see things. And it's starting to change our minds about things. The nurturer can be just as important as the hunter. And the nurturer has the power of creating smooth waters, okay, or tidal waves. And it's seeing the power within both and seeing the beauty within those two aspects of ourselves, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, coming forward, leading us to our grace, to our elegance, to our eloquence of being and soul. It's having, the bird's nest in your hair. It's having the flowers grow from your hands. It's having life create around you and with you and a part of you. That you start moving forward in prosperity because you find your voice, because you state your power, you see your truth, you see your greater understanding, and it leads you to the Three of Cups. It really does lead you to looking at the pain, because for me, the Three of Cups are the people who raise their cups to us, right? Especially one person. And it can be one person, in each situation that raised their cup to you, said they were going to celebrate you, and just couldn't. And here, it's like, why do you still get to be hurting me? Why do these wounds still get to be defining me? So here, with the Three of Cups, what you're looking at is you're looking at that betrayer. You're looking at that person that you trusted, either because you were supposed to be able to trust them, they were a parent, they were a sibling, they were a teacher, they were, a lover. You were supposed to be able to trust them. And they just betrayed you, a friend, a best friend, and it all just fell apart. And here it's looking at that pain. It's looking at that hurt. And during this time, it's really saying, you don't get to define me anymore. You don't get to be the reason why I don't get to move forward in my ships. I don't get to be who it is that I want to be. Because you're not perpetuating the wounds anymore. You're sitting there, and there will be times where you lapse, and life becomes hard and things become difficult. But you're not moving backwards. And that's what's a really important thing for this time for you, because you have the Queen of Swords here. You cut through the doubts and the fears. The Queen of Swords, for me, she's the warrior queen, because she holds the weapon of the sword in her hands. And the weapon of the sword is forged, and it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy to forge a sword. It's also not easy to be able to use a sword. Back in medieval times, only the elite got to have a sword. So when we talk about the mind, we're talking about the elite aspect of ourselves, this powerful consciousness, this profound truth, this way of cutting through doubts and fears, of knowing where we stand, of knowing what we stand for. Because why? Because we've practiced, because we've fallen, because we've gotten cut, because life has stunk sometimes so hard that there isn't a reason to get out of bed. And here, with the Queen of Swords, as we cut through the doubts and the fears, as we see the passion and determination and focus and understanding, we see who we are. We see what we desire. We see the brilliance of what we want and the power of where we want to be. And that's what's rooting you at your heart. It's your heart and your mind coming together. It's the logical side of you, and it's the emotional side of you. Because I believe we are emotional beings. But if you just fully gave into your emotions, it would be a nightmare, because you'd have mood swings all the time, and it would just be too much. It would be too much chaos. And if you were just logic, it would be too much. It would be just, things exactly as they need to be. They would be too rigid. You need the middle. You need the respect of the mind, and you need the respect of the heart to come together. And that's what you're rooted in here. You're rooted in the power of you, the warriorness of your mind, the reason, the understanding, and the warriorness of your heart. The power of your emotions, your soul, your desires that lead you forward. And it brings you to the Four of Cups. In the public arena, you are going to be handed a gift that you don't really want, that doesn't really look like anything, and that makes you, question, like, is it even a gift? And so you're probably saying, okay, well, that doesn't sound like anything I want to take. And that's how it's going to come across. It's going to come across as something that's no big deal, something that you could easily turn away from. This is a gift from divinity. Don't turn away from it. It's a gift that opens up doors. It's a gift that opens up your heart, your soul, yourself, your passion, your power, your determination. It's a gift that lets you see more openly and more honestly what exactly you want. It's not going to be the fanciest thing, so you're not going to be able to magpie it, going for the shiniest, fanciest thing that you can find. It's going to be subtle. It's going to be something where you look at it and you think, no. Because it's going to be a gift that deeply impacts your heart, that deeply impacts your soul, and that you might not automatically be ready for right away. So be kind, but turn around and take this gift. See that divinity is very much gracing you, but it's going to be a gift that comes after you face things that emotionally bring up really bad memories. And that sounds, no, but it is. It's going to bring up things that make you go back to feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm in grade school again, or oh my gosh, that's exactly what, my father or my mother used to say to me. There are these things that just put you back in this vulnerable situation that make you think, I can't be successful. I just can't. And there's such power to you that divinity is saying, oh yes, you can. Oh yes, you can have the success and you can move forward, because you're taking flight. With the Eight of Wands, it's like, ready or not, here it comes. Take flight. Go after what it is that you desire. Go after what it is that you want, because you've claimed the throne. You have this power. You actually have here 3 threes. Okay, so you have the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Empress, which is the third card in the Major Arcana. So you have this power of divinity with you. And that's what's going to be so absolutely fantastic about this time, but also so absolutely maddening. Because if we think that people we love know how to push our buttons, divinity knows how to push our buttons like nobody's business. And so here, with the Eight of Wands, we're looking at our passion. We're looking at what we desire. We're looking at our way forward. And it's like, I can't do this. I'm not ready for this. It's not perfect enough yet. I can't move forward this way. Divinity is saying jump. Divinity is saying go. Because divinity is handing you a gift that you will easily overlook, but that is profound, and it will start seeping into your life. You'll actually wind up either going back, like reading a passage again that really inspired you, or, pulling up in your mind, what somebody said, and you're like, oh, this is what it means. This is what it is. You're going to have moments like that a lot in December, where it's like, oh, that's it, isn't it? And it really does move you forward in a powerful, profound way, especially within your career, within your reason for getting up in the morning. And there is a sense of not saying always things were better when. It's like, this is what I have now, and this is what I'm moving forward in. Because there's power, and there's truth, and there's brilliance, and there's determination to me, and there are blessings that divinity is bringing me that are absolutely profound. And so you embrace the Six of Cups. You do. You embrace this knowledge, this understanding, and this opening of heart, and this power of soul. And you start really moving forward. Yeah, really moving forward. It's like there's something greater here, and it really starts coming together through different aspects, through different ideas, through different forms. Like, different things are coming together, and you're seeing why you loved some parts in your life so much, and why you disliked others. And you're starting to see what truly matters, what you truly want to build off of emotionally, because the Tower has come. I mean, you're rooted here in the public arena, in the Tower. Most of you Sagittarians have lived through the Tower. I mean, in one way or another. But for a lot of you, it's been a walloper. It really has. It's kind of like knocked you on your tush. You sit there and you're like, oh my goodness, what the heck just happened here? It's like jaw on the floor. What's going on? How do I fix this? Can I fix this? How do I move forward? Can I move forward? Do I know what it is that I want? Am I living in a fairy tale? Do I know my power, my truth, my understandings, my bliss? And the thing with following your bliss is saying that happiness matters. It is not saying that I'm going to be happy of every moment of every day, and if I'm not, I'm doing it wrong, because that's unrealistic. It is saying that I get to embrace happiness within my life. Life doesn't simply get to be endured. It gets to be enjoyed. I embrace the way I thrive forward, the way I laugh, the way I let beauty into my life. Divinity has pushed you out of your comfort zone. In the public arena, you have 2 cards that push you out of your comfort zone. 2 signs here that you are moving forward in a way, and it's career-wise, that you think, oh my goodness. Now, is it because somebody sits there and says something snide, like, oh, not even something snide, but, sits there and doesn't approve of what you do and tells you to your face? Or tell somebody and they tell you to your face, and you're like, wow, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that, but thank you. Is it that you are looking at things and you're questioning, the way that you're moving forward, or you're looking at everything that you've been through, and it's like, why? Because it's making you into something extraordinary, and it's made you into something extraordinary. It's made you into a person who's endured the fire, okay? And who gets to feed that flame as you move forward, as you embrace what you want from life, as you embrace what is truly powerful for you. Okay, this is a time of forging. This is a time of seeing that I haven't broken. I am not going to be destroyed. I am not going to be kept silent. You can't hurt me because I've already been hurt, okay? And there is a peace that comes from the ashes, that comes from the rubble, that comes from it all just being burnt down, crumbling to the ground. And it's from the ashes that you rise. It's from the ashes that you gain a greater understanding of who you are, of what you want, of where you want to be within your life, of what it is that you desire, okay? And it's there that you rise. It's in that truth that you embrace your power, your purpose, and your understandings. And it brings you to going deeper. It's like they thought they would destroy you, Sagittarius, but they didn't. They actually made you stronger. And now it's kind of like you're coming back at things with full force. It's not vengeance. Yeah, it's not vengeance, but it is a sense of, I am not going to be kept down, kept silent, or held back. I am moving forward in the power of my truth, of my understanding, of my love. And there is nothing and no one that is going to stop me. That's what this time is. It's a time of claiming power. It's a time of seeing the profound essence of you, truthfully, honestly, and exquisitely. Okay, so let's go deeper. Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career. Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career. Sagittarius, December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, and let's see the people you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who are the people that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who are the people that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a person who sees things a very certain way. They're not going to have the elasticity of mind that you do during this time. You need to gather. You need to learn. You need to go deeper. That's just part of you. During this time, it's a very powerful part of you. This person is like, this is the status quo. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it needs to be. Don't rock the boat. They see things connected in a very concrete, sort of way. You are going to see things connected much more fluidly. Okay? Yeah. Then you have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Time frame August 23rd to September 22nd. This is a person who, very rigid and very much kind of pulls in on themselves, wants things done a certain way, but won't help you, or can easily be overwhelmed and step back and say, I can't do this, you need to do this type of thing, or doesn't communicate well because they're too much in their own heads. Just be mindful of that, because that's going to drive you crazy during this time. It's like, I'm not a mind reader, okay? And if I was, I wouldn't be reading your mind, most definitely. So what the heck is going on here? What do you want from me? And there's too much chaotic energy around that person to actually make you feel stabilized. So even if you're seeking out somebody, you're seeking out knowledge, and you're, searching on YouTube, you're searching, through books and everything like that, there is this person that you're going to stumble across that's very rigid. And you're going to sit there and think, oh, well, this rigidity is aiding them. But you're going to find that it goes very much against you, and that they are figuring things out themselves. They're not going to have as many of the answers as you thought they did. And then you have Sagittarius energy. So here, of course, this is you coming forward. And now this could be yourself at times that you have to watch out for, because there is going to be a tendency during this time to get very nostalgic, to get very rigid, to sit there and say, okay, you know what, instead of being more open, more fluid, more understanding, I'm going to sit there and say things have to be just like this. And if they're not just like this, then everything is absolutely terrible. So be mindful of that. But also be mindful of as a person who very much resonates with you, with what you desire, but also is going to have their own agenda on the table. I mean, everybody has their own agenda on the table one way or another, but this person is going to be looking at what you can do for them, instead of how you can have almost a symbiotic relationship and move things forward. So you're going to be looking at things of like how we can help each other, and they're going to be looking at things of like, what's in it for me? Yeah. And they're not going to be as open with what they find, with what they understand, as you will be. The Fool, oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay? The Two of Swords, Judgment, which is the resurrection coming forward. The Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups once again, the Three of Cups. Now this is rooting the heart instead of in the middle of the heart. So the Three of Cups, this hurt, this pain, this upset, that's very much a part of you emotionally as you're moving forward in your career, as you're moving forward in your finances. The Sun, Temperance, you come through again now as we go deeper in the reading. So do be mindful that you can kind of get a little bit too much in your own head, but also this is a time of your awakening, of your power coming forward. The Hangman, you don't see things the same way as everybody else does, and that's not a bad thing at all, at all. You embrace the Fool as you get this gift, as you kind of demand the balancing of the scales. You begin your hero's quest. Others might see you as a fool. That's fine. I love it what RuPaul says. If they ain't paying your bills, don't pay them no mind. If they're not paying your bills, don't pay them no mind. And that's going to be really important here. It's like, even if they are helping, paying the bills, you need to move forward in your truth. As long as you're being a respectful, kind human being, okay? You're not kowtowing. You're just not bowing down to anyone or anything during this time. You are staying in your truth. And this could be with a boss, okay? This could be with somebody who you're working with, okay? This could be with people at home where you're sitting there and you're like, I need to move forward in my truth, in my understanding, and I will not let you rob my joy. And I will not let you talk me out of my dreams because they're not like everybody else's. So I move forward in my power, in my truth, in my greater understanding, and in the blessing that is me. And as you do so, the Two of Swords, you take your head out of the sand. You always thought there were two paths forward. Okay, you're now the hero of your story. And we have to remind ourselves of that. We're the heroes of our stories. All right? And so here, you're starting to see that instead of the two roads that you thought were open to you, the two ways that you weren't really that keen on, now you start to see more ways opening up to you, more power, more brilliance, more understanding coming your way. And doors, again, that you thought were locked and barred to you, ways forward that you thought could never be yours. Okay, we're so far out of the realm of understanding of you that they could never be. Now you see that they're opening to you, that you can move forward this way. And it brings you to judgment. It brings you, as the world opens, as the new horizons come, it brings you to a resurrection of your soul, of your spirit, of your passion, of your desire, of yourself. It brings you to this place of power, to this place of beauty, and to this place of greater comprehension. And as you embrace this, the Nine of Pentacles starts coming in. The wishes start coming forward. The prosperity starts coming. It's like, this is what I've been working towards. Now, as you work towards this, as you claim this throne and you address issues that have been holding you back, maybe your whole entire life, actually your whole entire life, they have been holding you back, not maybe. You know that there's going to be hard work ahead, but you also know that there's power forward. You also know that everything has not been for nothing, and that there's power, there's determination, and there's brilliance that will guide you. And it brings you to the Four of Cups. It brings you to, again, this gift coming forward from divinity that you're not even going to look at. It's kind of like, okay, so have you ever met somebody and you wind up really falling for them, but when you first meet them, you think, oh no, absolutely not, like, not you. And that's kind of going to be what it's like. It's like, oh no, this can't be. Or, that isn't anything that I'm looking for right there. And then it winds up being everything that you're looking for. Divinity will have a way of putting this in your path, of kind of having you stumble over it time and time again. And you being like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I need. This is exactly what is going to be driving me forward. And it leads you to the Three of Cups. It leads you as that warrior of your mind, of your spirit, as that person who has been forged. All right. And, swords are forged in fire. It's not an easy thing to be forged. So as we forge our minds, as we embrace our brilliance, we release the pain that has been holding us back. We release the hurt and the degradation of spirit and the, absolute terror of soul that has been keeping us from moving forward, that has been keeping us from embracing what we truly want and where we truly want to be and how we love and how we express and embrace our lives. These people don't get to have a hold over you anymore, Sagittarius. It's time to fly. It's time to be free. And that's what you're embracing here. And that's exactly what you're doing. And these people have held you back too long. It's like too long has their negativity, has their anger, has their upset, has their hurtfulness. Because Sagittarius, you're a very sensitive person. And you're a person who picks up on other people's emotions. You're a person who seeks out deeper knowledge, okay? There has to be an attunement to the vibrational energy of things. You don't want to be down here. You never do, okay? With your vibrational energy, you're not meant to be base. You're meant to rise high. And that's what you're doing here. You're taking away the hurtfulness, the anger, the upset, the upheaval that keeps you at a low vibration. Because they were at a low vibration. They hurt you because what they knew was hurt. Okay? Or they were being spiteful and they wanted to hurt somebody. Yeah, what they knew was hurt. They wanted to hurt somebody because they themselves were hurt. And so here, you see yourself set free. And it moves you. As you take in this gift, as you move forward, as it's like ready or not, here it comes. It moves you to the sun. It moves you to joy. It moves you to happiness. It moves you to power. It moves you to the happiest card in the whole entire deck. Brilliance and beauty. And as this world opens to you, you open to it. And there's joy, and there's light, and there's life, and there's laughter. And when people try to take you by eyes, absolutely. They will sit there and say, why do you get to be happy and I'm not? And you know what you say to them? Why are you unhappy? They have the same opportunities. Okay, maybe not the same exact opportunities that were laid out for you, but everybody has a path that they choose within this life. And it can be one where you hear these stories and they're absolutely horrific what people have lived through, but they still have a happiness to them. I hear other people who haven't lived through anything really bad at all, and there's just a misery to them. It's choosing. It's choosing to look towards the sun and to let the sun embrace your soul and yourself and drive out the darkness and elevate your spirit. The sun shines on you and you embrace this truth, and it leads you. It leads you to you. It leads you to moving forward and to releasing the past and saying, I'm here now. And the waters that I carry, the waters of my lifeblood, the waters of my being, they are always renewing, always bringing forward exactly what I need to embrace my power, to embrace my truth, and to stand in my glory. There is this balance. There's this understanding that's coming forward. And it's an understanding of inner soul, Sagittarius. It's the understanding at the core of the self that moves you, that guides you, and that transforms you. And you don't see things. Because after being through the tower, you don't see things like everybody else. And you're just not going to. So sit there and understand that I might see the situation differently, but it does not mean it's wrong. There is power and there is brilliance to me. And there is beauty that guides me forward. And it brings you to your spirit animal message. Sagittarius, December 2020 money and career. Sagittarius, December 2020 money and career. Sagittarius, December 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. 4. So we start off here with the parrot spirit, watch your words, because we speak our reality into being. Watch your words. Our minds do not know the difference between make-believe and reality. So when we say things like, oh, I hate my life, or oh my gosh, I can never do anything right, our mind takes it in as just a little bit of truth. And depending on how often we say that to ourselves, depends on, how we shape our psyches. So if we sit there and say, okay, well, I got it wrong this time, but at least I'm one step closer to finding out the answer. And okay, you know what? People have an off day. That's fine. Keep going. You will find that it makes you feel better. Okay, so I don't know. I once worked at a hotel. I don't know if anybody else has. But we weren't allowed to say anything that was even remotely thought of as negative. So instead of, I'm sorry, it could be, oh, my apologies. Instead of, we weren't ever allowed to say the word problem, because there was never a problem. There was always just a way to get to that solution. And as ridiculous as it sounds, like that's what you're doing here. So instead of putting it into your head like it's a big deal, it's like, no, there's a solution. It's right around the corner. And that's what I am fixing. And that's what I'm working towards. And that's going to be something that's very beautiful for you during this time, Sagittarius, because you are such a wordsmith. You are such a deeply searching, powerful person, and you have this way of connecting with people that you see that once you start shifting this language for yourself, it starts shifting the language for everyone around you, and it elevates not only you, but it elevates so many more people than you had imagined. And it brings you to the rhino spirit. You're overcoming any obstacle. You are stronger and more determined than you give yourself credit for, and you are overcoming any obstacle that is put in your way. and you're doing it brilliantly. And it brings you to the starfish spirit, open to infinite possibilities. You yourself are open to the infinite possibilities of your life. You are seeing here like the 4 elements that ground you, that move you forward, crowned with spirit, guided by hope and understanding. And it's also opened to what you truly wish, what you truly desire. And it brings you to the skunk spirit. Know your worth. Don't undersell yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. Know your worth and stand in that worth. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the bee spirit. Sweet results await. It's like having a little bit of honey on your lips, from making tea or something like that. And you lick it off and it's just a sweet surprise. That's it. Sweet results await. It's going to be a sweet surprise that is just absolutely beautiful and unexpected. It brings you to your subconscious chakra message, which is rebirth. You are reborn, stronger and more assured and better than before. It's like you rise, you do, with the judgment card here, you rise from the ashes. You rise from, doubts and fears and negativity into power, into grace, into assurity. And you rise from the root of yourself, from the Earth Star Chakra. It brings you then to your subconscious people message, which is the Lord, which is power and determination. It's Aries energy. Time frame March 21st to April 19th. Okay, this is power, and this is what you're attracted to. Subconsciously, you are striving for that Aries energy, for that, kind of God of war energy. It doesn't mean that you're, making wars. What it means is that you are being the general, you are being the ruler, you are being the conqueror of your life, and you are moving forward with assurity. The Empress here, and didn't Spirit say, about the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine coming together? With the Empress and the Emperor coming together, there is power, there is determination, there is brilliance, there is truth. And that's what you're embracing. You're like, it is time to claim my throne. Because though at times you think, I'm not fit to rule my life, you absolutely know that nobody else is fit to rule your life. Take the reins. Because somebody has to. And why not you? It brings you to your subconscious tarot message, which is strength, Leo energy, the conquering of the dragon. Okay? The dragon is the subconscious mind that hoards away what we most value, that says, oh no, you can't have it. And it is through your strength, it's through your power, it's through kindness and compassion and understanding that you topple down the walls and you claim what is rightfully yours. You soothe the dragon. You do not kill it. And you claim your prize. You claim your prosperity. You claim your wealth. And it's deep within you. And it was always yours to claim. It brings you then deeper into your subconscious mind, to the 7 of Cups. It is time to bring the dreams into reality. It is time to bring your dreams forward. Instead of keeping them on the shelf and saying, this is too precious to live. This is too precious to be part of this messed up, crazy, angry, weird world. I'll keep it safe within my mind. And it's time to bring it forward. And it's time to say, okay, I know this world is cruel and people will misconstrue left and right and up and down the Mississippi. But my dreams get to live and my soul gets to shine. And that is what you're embracing. And that is what you're embracing during this time. A power that is within you, that is so dear to your heart, so powerful to the soul, that you've guarded it away, and now it gets to come forward. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy. As you step into your dreams, Sagittarius, as the walls that were keeping you held back, as the doubts and the fears and the negativity of this world and past worlds and, past lives and decades of hurt within the family line have kept you back. Now it's time to claim your power, your truth, and your abundance. Now it's time to walk with your head held high, saying, this is me. And I am enough to conquer my dreams and to live my passion and my truth. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony